They called it the City of Shadows. Officially, it didn't exist on any map. Travelers spoke of it in hushed whispers, often with shaking hands and wide eyes. Most dismissed it as an urban legend until the day I stumbled upon it. It began innocuously enough. I was on a road trip, chasing those fleeting moments of solitude away from the chaos of everyday life. The GPS had lost signal hours ago, and the road signs grew increasingly cryptic, just arrows pointing forward, no names or numbers. I convinced myself I was fine. After all, I'd packed plenty of supplies, and the road stretched endlessly ahead, as though daring me to continue. Then I saw it, a shimmering outline on the horizon, like heat waves over asphalt. As I approached, it solidified into towering buildings. But something about the place was wrong. The skyscrapers were impossibly tall, casting jagged shadows that seemed to breathe with the rhythm of my footsteps. The windows were dark, yet I couldn't shake the feeling I was being watched. Still, I pressed on. Curiosity outweighed my growing unease. The city seemed abandoned. No cars, no people, not even a stray animal, just an oppressive silence that clung to me like a second skin. As I ventured deeper, I noticed something odd. The city streets formed perfect grids, but no matter how many turns I made, I ended up back where I started. It was as if the city itself was alive, toying with me. I checked my phone. No signal. My car? It had vanished the moment I stepped foot inside. Panic bubbled in my chest, but I forced it down. I had to stay calm. That's when I heard it. A faint whispering, like wind through a hollow pipe, but there was no breeze, no source for the sound. It grew louder, more insistent, until it morphed into a chorus of voices. They spoke in unison, a language I couldn't understand, yet their tone was unmistakable. Anger mixed with warning. I turned a corner and froze. A figure stood at the far end of the street. It was too far to make out details, but its posture was wrong, slouched, almost broken. Then it moved, not walking, but twitching toward me in disjointed bursts, like a puppet with its strings cut. I didn't wait to see more. I ran. Every street I took twisted into another, the city folding in on itself like an endless labyrinth. The buildings seemed closer now, leaning inward as though they were watching. My heart pounded in my chest, each beat louder than the whispers that now followed me everywhere. I stumbled into what seemed to be an old library. The doors creaked as I pushed them open, and the air inside was thick with dust. Rows of bookshelves stretched endlessly, their contents written in that same incomprehensible language. On one of the tables lay a map. My heart leapt. Finally, a way out, but as I unfolded it, dread washed over me. The map was of the city, and at its center was a single word in English: run. The whispers grew deafening, and I felt the temperature drop. My breath fogged in the air as shadows pooled at the edges of the room. They moved against the light, stretching toward me. I bolted from the library, clutching the useless map. The figure from before was back, closer this time. I could see it clearly now. Its face, or what was left of it, was a void, an abyss of darkness that seemed to suck in all light. Its body flickered, like a static-riddled TV screen. It raised a hand, long and clawed, and pointed at me. Suddenly, the ground beneath me shifted. The pavement cracked, revealing an inky blackness that oozed upward, swallowing the streets. I ran again, but no matter how fast I moved, the darkness followed, faster and faster until it was nipping at my heels. Then, as suddenly as it started, it stopped. I stood at the edge of the city, gasping for breath. Behind me, the buildings loomed, their shadows stretching impossibly long. In front of me, the open road beckoned. Relief flooded through me. I had made it out. Or so I thought. As I walked away, I realized the whispers hadn't stopped. They were quieter now, almost gentle. I glanced back at the city one last time and froze. It wasn't behind me anymore. It was ahead. The open road was gone, replaced by those same towering skyscrapers. Panic surged as I turned in every direction. The city surrounded me, endless and unyielding. And then, I saw them. Figures emerging from the shadows, hundreds of them. Each one was a mirror image of me, their faces twisted in expressions of despair. They didn't speak, but their eyes told me everything. They had all thought they could escape too. Now they were part of the City of Shadows, and so was I.